everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris. It is chilly out. Not terribly so, but it's chilly. Winter's around the corner, and it's time to put this garlic in the ground. Last year, we planted garlic, and I was actually able to harvest quite a bit, despite Chala digging up most of it. So, I'm planting some again. And this is just store-bought organic garlic. It is recommended to use organic because, one of the benefits of growing things yourself is that you don't get all that nasty chemicals and whatever else. But also things that are non-organic may be treated with something that may make it so that it may not sprout or it may not sprout as well and all that. So I figure if you're going to do it, spend a little bit extra and get organic. And so, yeah, just a few bulbs of garlic. I don't think I got organic last year, actually, and you got a decent amount. And you need a nice bed, which I have here. And I do rotate my crops. So, garlic was not planted here last year. So, yeah, let's do this. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. That's it. So, garlic you want to put down right before it gets too cold. The way that I heard, read, whatever the case may have been, is that the garlic, for whatever reason, needs some cold. It'll kind of grow underground for a bit over the winter, and then once it gets warm, it'll start to sprout. So if you plant it too soon and it gets warm or it's not cool enough, it may start to sprout early, and then when the cold does come in, it'll kill it. So it won't kill it if it's underground, but it will kill it if the cold will kill it if it's sprouted like the leaves. So you want to wait as long as possible. And I think this is probably about as long as possible. I probably could wait a few more days, perhaps. But it's the second week in November. Temperatures are dropping. Haven't really got to frost yet, but from reports and whatnot, it sounds like cool temperatures are on the horizon. So I use this thing. I don't know what this is called. A tiller, maybe? But this is one of my favorite tools to use in the garden. I bought it years ago. I probably bought this thing back in like 2005. And I've been using it. I don't even bother to put it away. It stays out in summer, winter, spring, and fall. And it just works. Use it to till and mix the soil. Kind of just tear up all this stuff, mix things together, and it works really well for that. So I'm just loosening this up because it grows underground. I want to make sure it has nice soft ground. It's not packed down and room to expand for those bulbs to stretch out and get as big as they can. And to help it do that, what I've been doing lately is mixing some, all-purpose sand. There you go. Let's get you guys a little bit closer. Woohoo! You're flying. There you go. Is that better? Do you see what I'm doing a little better? No? So yeah, I like to mix in some all-purpose sand because I found, and I think that's why I had problems with carrots and some other underground type stuff. Man, I don't think I have that keys or something. I grew carrots, but they were They came out really small, and I read that if the ground is too tight to pat down, that your root type stuff doesn't have room to grow. And that makes sense. So I started mixing sand, because this soil here, it's mostly compost. The soil generally in my backyard is very clay-based, so I have to do a lot of amending to make it usable. I mean, there's a few things that grow alright in clay, but a lot of things don't like it. But I find mixing some sand in is a cheap and easy way to kind of loosen things up a little bit. Having lots of organic material also helps. The leaves haven't fallen from the trees yet, which is, I'm not really too good about remembering when things are supposed to happen exactly, but it seems late to me. Mixing the sand. And I'm probably just going to plant the garlic in the front and towards the back of this bed. I'll put something else. Haven't decided what yet, but don't worry about that in spring. Right now, it's just going to be garlic in here. So probably up to right about here. And then I also have some compost. This is organic. Actually, no, it's organic hummus and manure. I thought it was compost. Whatever. I'm not real picky. I'll get something rich and organic to feed these plants I'm trying to. And by organic, I don't necessarily mean organic, because I don't think this is. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. But I'm just thinking like organic material, like decomposted things that was alive. Decomposing plants and, well, I guess manure, so that's poop, isn't it? It's a fancy word for poop. You know, all that stuff that's created by living things. That's what plants like to grow in. So I'm mixing that all up in here. I've used peat moss and perlite and other things like that, and vermiculite. And they work. They work really good. But they are kind of pricey and a little bit harder to find. This sand is super cheap. It's like $1 a bag. It's organic hummus manure. I think it was less than $5. So, why spend money if you don't have to? That's mixed up nice and good. I want it to be nice and deep so that the garlic will stay protected from the cold. Grow and be big and strong all winter and through most of the summer, and then I can harvest it. And I think it was probably late summer, midsummer when I harvested it. There we go. And for the garlic itself, probably should have prepped this inside. Might have been a little bit easier. And I put this fence up, this galvanized wire fencing up. Was that yesterday? The day before? Keep trowel out. So far, it's been working well. Now this garlic, although it is organic, The bad side about organic is it's not always as big as the non-organic stuff. And so I like to do the pieces that are the bigger, what do you call it, cloves. The bigger they are, the bigger they're going to grow into bulbs. And each one of these has the potential to grow into a beautiful bulb. So that's where the roots will be. So I just plant it this side down. I don't worry about getting all the skin off or anything like that, because now these inner pieces, whoopsie, are usually on the small side, so I'll save those for cooking and eating. But these outer leaves, sorry, cloves, that one's a little bit on the small side, but use it anyway. I'm going to plant these bigger ones. And all I'm going to do is point that flat part where the roots go down and stick it in. Cover it up. Stick it in. Cover it up. Stick it in. You know what? I think I'm not going to cover them up just yet. I don't go super deep. It's like, what is that? Just a couple inches. Just so I can maybe keep better track as to where they are. Inches deep. Now, if we actually had leaves on the ground, what I've done in previous years, oh, that's a nice big one, besides that bad boy, is I like to cover the beds with leaves and just kind of fill it up with all the dead leaves from the trees. Well, I mean, that's just organic material, right? More stuff to decompose and feed these things. And so that's what I usually do, cover them up. It's kind of like a mulch, and it also breaks down and fertilizes and everything. That's not an option at the moment because the leaves haven't fallen. So, I can't do that. I think I'll do one more row. Oh, this one's starting to sprout already. Got a little bit of green. I'm going to stick it in the ground anyway. It wants to live. And we are still eating the garlic that I grew last year, which is nice. It's a nice thing. Every time I cook with it, I'm like, look what I grew. Look what I did. Isn't that cool? I'm proud of myself. Like, that's right. I guess. Right here. And right here. Just cover it all up. Glad that I took my gloves off to actually put my hands on the ground. Smart, Chris, smart. Now, I thought about putting some fertilizer in here. Some, what's that stuff called? Bone meal? But then I didn't. In part because I forgot. But also because I don't know if I would encourage it to sprout before I want it to. The bone meal is high in, was it potassium? That's what their herbs and, I mean not herbs, roots and things like that need to grow. That's why I like giving it that. But I don't want to jump the gun. And since the cold hasn't come in just yet, I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit. And like right before we get a snow warning or something, then maybe I'll sprinkle a little bone meal on top. Or maybe I might wait until late winter. That might be smarter. I'll wait till late winter and then maybe sprinkle some in there. Help them get through the rest of the cold season to spring. All right, that's it. We wait. Gonna try to find some kind of mulch or something to cover it up just to have a little extra layer of warmth for them. And we wait till spring. If you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, if you enjoy my ramblings and seeing how I do things, like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It makes me feel good about myself. Make me think I'm doing a good job helping people and that you guys like my stuff. Here's my fence. I don't know if you watched that video, but I didn't show how I was making the gate, how it closed. And I just kind of bended these ends. I'll probably make a second video on that, showing detail on that. Subscribe so you can know when that happens. Thanks for watching.